Good morning, traders. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. It's getting closer to spring break. I hope you guys got enough sleep over the weekend. Well, yesterday, because you know the time spring forward in 48 of the 50 states, except for Hawaii and Arizona. Um, but yeah, anyway, uh, welcome back, traders. Let's take a look at the overall market here. I'm just gonna do a quick recap because I didn't have time Friday to do it. I did take two trades. One of them, if you were looking at the live, you would have saw that I took a trade in TNXP and it was $26. But after commission, it was like $9. If you go back and look at the live, if you just turn on the live, you'll see it like right away. You'll see that I did take. That was the first trade. As you can see, that was when I started the live. Now the next trade I took, it was after I shut down the live. So you guys, this is a fresh recap for that one. I had two trades, two winners. Right now, Sure Trader's acting a little funky. I got to restart it. So I left this open when on Friday I opened these windows and I didn't close them all weekend. But right now they're saying I have to probably call them to help them log me in because right now nothing is working. And if I restart the app right now, then these would have disappeared and you wouldn't have saw the trades live. So I just left it open. I can't show you level 2 right now. I'm gonna reset it as soon as I do this recap. Yeah, anyway, two trades yesterday, guys. After commissions, it ended up being, I think before commissions, it was, as you can see here, it was actually $131. $131 before commissions. And then after commissions, it ended up being, I think, $96. I'll have to double check my account. Let me see here. Yeah, it ended up being $131 profit. And my account is actually over. It's at. I started with 600, and what happened was last week I took a trade. It went down to like I took one trade, but that was before I got my strategy back right. I was gone for 2 weeks, so I was late. I mean, I was rusty, and I freaking took a crazy trade. Went down to like 450 or something like that. Um, but this trade, I went back to my roots, to the strategy that I know works for me, and I stuck with it and I reaped the rewards. It was two trades, two winners, $131 profit after commissions, like $96. Um, anyway, I'll go ahead and go over that real quick, then I'll go over what's going on today. So anyway, TNXP, I took that in the morning. Now, if you guys, I took that before I went live Friday. So as I was live, you can actually see the profit at the top. If you go back and look at that video, I had already took that trade. And I told you guys, if you look at that video, go closer to the end of the video if you're too lazy to watch the whole video. Um, and you'll see where I pointed out that TNXP was going to have a spike, but it was not going to hold. That's why I didn't want to play it. And that's actually why I got out very quickly on that stock, and I didn't capture a lot of the profit I could have because I just didn't like the way it was trading. It was, every cent was like a battle. If you look here, it was holding at 325 for a while. Yesterday, I mean, I'm sorry, not yesterday, Friday morning. You see that 325 was holding very steadily, with a lot of, if you can look down here, you see the volume here, big volume spikes, but it just could not break. So I kind of took it with caution. But I say, let me go ahead and let it pull back. And that's what I did. I got in at 8:36. So actually, I got in a little early. I got in like right here at like 3:11 is where I got in. The reason why is look where it's at. It's at the moving average here. So I was looking for a moving average bounce, just a small scalp. I was gonna take 10 cent, because it dropped so hard so quickly. So usually there's a slight pullback, if not much. It usually pulls back up. It's just a healthy move that most stocks make. Anyway, I got in at 311 and I sold. Just 50. It only gave me 50 cents to get out at 319. I mean 50 shares, as you can see here. And then the rest came out at 322. So that was actually an 11-cent profit. But I was only using 250 shares. See what I'm saying? So that's why I was just $26. Um, had I used a little more, it would have been more, obviously. But I'm just, as being that I'm fresh back. I'm not as fresh back, but I'm still gonna take it cautious today because although I had a good day Friday, winter trade is 2 days off. So I don't want to get too comfortable, and that goes for anybody. When you guys win on some trades, don't get too comfortable or don't get too cocky, because the market will humble you back. It'll humble you down again. So just kind of keep an even keel if you can. Keep it even keel. So that what that means is, you know, on the good days, the bad days, it doesn't matter. You still keep a certain poise through it all. And that'll help you a lot in the long run. But anyway, I was watching it. It was holding this trend. It actually formed a it formed which it called. If I'm sorry, I'm looking at something else. It formed this ascending triangle here. So that's what made me actually keep an eye on it. And boom, it jumped over it, squeezed over it. It did a fake out, a little brief fake out here. So this could have caught some people, but it did it on a low volume. If you look here, it was all this high volume here, but it did it on a low volume. So it didn't make it invalid yet. It didn't make the stock. You know, it didn't confirm that it was gonna go lower because the volume didn't confirm it. So that doesn't mean it's not gonna go lower, but that just means you can't count out the upside yet because the volume, as you can see, does not correlate with heavy selling pressure. So anyway, it shot up, but I couldn't trade it. It was at 7 o'clock anyway. You can't trade it, sure trade until 8 o'clock with margin. So even if a stock is moving at 7:30, you could trade it, but you have to use your own equity. But with 500, well, at that time yesterday I had like 450, 435, no 440 or something like that. You definitely don't want to trade it. You're not gonna get anything but like 10 shares or something like that. So or 100 shares. Um, but anyway, got in that and I jumped right out. I jumped out at 8:53. That's about right around this area because I saw it coming back up. It was around this resistance point here. This 325. It just barely got over, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the way it couldn't. It was fighting with it earlier. I said, let me go ahead and just get out. But it did go higher. It did go higher. But I was happy with the choice I made. And it did exactly what I said. If you go back, you don't have to take my word for it in this video. You don't have to say, oh, everybody calls out a stock. Everybody says what a stock has done. Everybody says, um, everybody says, sorry, I was reading the text. Okay, sorry, I was looking at Texas. Anyway, that was that trade. I'm gonna get out of here because it's 8 o'clock. I want to trade, and I'm gonna do that. So anyway, CLDX was the next trade I made. So CLDX, I saw that first of all it had no news. It was overextended. It just jumped up. It just jumped up for no reason. It just jumped up to the moving averages here, and I say, that's just like a perfect short opportunity, and it was shares available to short. It was a perfect short opportunity. It jumped up to the moving average, as you can see here. It had news, but I think it was the day before, so I get when it opened up. But I just saw that it was too extended. It jumped up over the moving averages too high, too fast. Usually in that case, most times, 99% of the time, 90% of the time, um, the stock will pull back. Even if it does continue, it's just healthy for a stock. If it goes down too far too quickly, you see a long red candle or a whole lot of red candles going down real quickly, or vice versa on the other side. When you see a long green candle, a whole lot of green going, it's just healthy for it to pull back anyway. Uh, Even if it continues up, even if it continues goes down like this, it goes up. It does, normally come down a little bit. So there, I knew it was room for a profit there. It popped up on my scanner. Sure enough, it got up here to this moving average down here on the daily, um, and so I just went ahead and took a position. I had a small risk. I got in at 5:30, as you can see right up in this candle here. I got in right here. It was at 9:56, and as you can see here, it was 9:56 here. I got in on this candle. Sorry, this candle. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give it some time. And my risk was up here at the moving average, so it was pretty safe bet. So even if it went against me, I wasn't losing much. But it did go my way. I got out at 5:11. Could have held it a little bit longer. Well, 5:10. I'm sorry. Uh, Also, I ended up with 500 shares. As you can see, I jumped in two times. I got my initial shares at 532, and my secondary shares 530. So I had like an average of like 531, and then I rolled it on down to 10 cents. So it was over 20 cent, about a 21-cent gain on 500 shares. So that's the recap for that. Today we got GLBS going on. That's the big runner right now. Everybody, all eyes is on GLBS this morning, and it is moving. It has jumped from its closing position 444 on Friday, and now look at it. It's over. It hit a high of $10.60 today. That's just crazy. That's a 6 cent, a $6 move. Wow, that's over 100%. That's just and that's good. I'm loving this volatility, guys. For traders like us, that's the best you could ask for. Now, I'm not seeing any news here. I'm just looking at it. I'm not seeing any news. Maybe it's something on Market Watch or Yahoo Finance. But here, normally a lot of news always comes here no matter what. So it's something going on. I'll have to let me go ahead and check. See what the headline is. I'm not seeing anything right now. The last news articles I saw or I'm seeing goes all the way back. Yeah, like 3, 4 months. So it's something going on. I don't. It could be a technical breakout. So if that's the case, then I would definitely watch this to go back to the short side. If there's no legit news, but there are some cases where you have a technical breakout where it will continue just off for the sake of the technicals or either a short squeeze. The shorts are getting try to they've held on through this hole here. As you can see, it's a continuation moves. Looks like uh, you see here, Friday it jumped up. Actually, the move started on Thursday. Then Friday it jumped up. So now it's basically a continuation move. So no news, but it's just a technical move. So those moves I would be wary of because they have no reason to hold up. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll spike because if there's a lot of shorts piled in here, a lot of shorts might pile in somewhere, anywhere between here and down here, or either somewhere around here, thinking it's gonna continue down, and then it spikes up. So now a lot of them got caught in it. So now they're selling out, selling their position. So that could be the cause of this spike. So once they're done selling, what do you think is going to happen? And as they're selling and it's going up, you got buyers stepping in, because they don't realize that that's what's going on. So they're buying as they just see a stock is showing strength. Now what are they gonna do once the short sellers are done selling? They have no more shares to sell, well, some more shares to buy back to the market, as you want to call it. What's gonna happen? Well, the volume is gonna taper off. It doesn't mean the stock is gonna fall real quickly because there's nobody to sell, but there will be sellers because those buyers, that the bag holders, they're gonna go ahead and let off. They're like, okay, this stock is stopping. It's not going up anymore, or it's not moving anywhere. Let me sell off, and that's when you're gonna get a sell off. So I would just keep an eye on that one. I wouldn't look for a long opportunity. I would look more for a short, just for the fact that it doesn't have a major or good catalyst on it that I can see anyway. TNXP, I wouldn't trade. I don't want to trade this one anymore. I don't like the way it trades. It trades very harshly. SEL, I can't trade that one, so I'm gonna keep my eyes off of that. AQB, 15 million shares. It has some news here. Let's see. So it had news Friday. I'm assuming that's after hours. You see how my clock here stopped? That's because I clicked this news, and look how long it's taking to come up. See, actually, I think I've frozen the app. See, that's why I don't live stream. See, now it's just coming up. That's literally like 30 seconds. That's how much my computer's lagging, yo. It's definitely time, as you can see here. If you didn't believe me, here it is. Performance problem was detected. The program appears to be performing slowly, as you can see. So I'm not making this stuff up. So that's why, like Friday, I would have showed you. You guys would have got a chance to see this trade live, actually. But the thing is, while I have it streaming, my computer just lags, man, majorly. I gotta upgrade it. Um, and yeah, it's good to have the fastest and all that stuff. But just think about it. Think about this. Back in the early 2000s and the 90s, we were on dial-up. Well, a lot of you millennials may or may not know about that. We were on dial-up. I mean, where it took like 5 minutes just to log on to the internet, and people were still making money in the market during those times. Trade day trading. That's with a sorry connection. So it's not about. I mean, it's good to have that edge, to have the best setups. But I'm actually just saying this message for those who may be, who have who's not as economically able to have five screens, and have five screens, and have like a gaming PC desktop or gaming laptop. Don't get discouraged, because hey, it's not about all of that. It's about what you know in this market now. It does suck if you can't, if it's lagging when you trade, but yeah, you have to upgrade if it gets to that point. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic here. But that's what it was. I was just trying to see the news. The news was I was trying to see the time. Yeah, so the time was after hours. If you look here, it the news actually came out at 7:02 in the afternoon. So that's why the move here is starting to move here. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here because I have to restart this SureTrader. Um, it said something about my user login was not accepted, so I don't know. Let me go ahead. I hope my password wasn't changed or something. Um, but let me go ahead and get that situated. I just wanted to do a recap and just see what was going on today. Right now, you have GLBS, TNXP, which I won't personally play. SEEL is still, well, no, it's just active, but it's not moving. Uh, TROV is bouncing up here, and that's about it for right now. Now later, you can get some car. DCAR. Oh wow, here we go. DCAR. I'm just now seeing this one. It must be from the looks of it, it's a split here. It's either a split or it's a merger. I don't see any merger news here. It changes its holders' rights. So anyway, this is another one to keep our eyes on. So right now, the two is on watch. It's DCAR and DCAR and GLBS. All right, guys. So I'll keep you up to date, and I will holler at you guys later on.